Hi, this is Cohasset Town Manager Christopher Senior with another edition of Cohasset Comment, the news magazine of Cohasset about Cohasset. This week, we're happy to share stories, including a look at Meals on Wheels and the folks who are keeping that food delivery service running for our seniors. How a Cohasset senior from this high school was able to help the fire department with some personal protective equipment. A look behind the scenes of the library staff working from home and helping everyone enjoy all of the great works that the Paul Pratt Library has to offer, and updates from all around the town. This week on Cohasset Comment. We start this week's episode with a conversation with Cohasset Health Director Pam Fahey talking about cloth facial coverings and why they're important in Cohasset. Hi, I'm Chris Senior, the Cohasset Town Manager, and I'm here today with Pam Fahey, who is our Director of Public Health. One of the things that's really changed as we're now 6 weeks into the public emergency is how we're responding to it as individuals. And I brought in Pam today to talk a little bit more about that. Welcome, Pam.
Thanks, Chris. Things have changed, definitely, since this all started. Initially, the CDC was not recommending that people wear masks, and it was really a twofold reason. First of all, they were afraid there would be a big run on the supply. You know, they didn't want it to be taken out of the hands of people, doctors and nurses in hospitals. And then the other thing was, there really wasn't the scientific information at that point to say that there is a need for that kind of thing. And so now that we are 6 weeks into this, things have changed, the supply's loosened up a little bit, and there's been studies that have come out from countries that have had the disease before us. Iceland, South Korea, Italy. And now we realize that the spread is different than we thought. It's more contagious than we thought. And there may be as many as between 25% and 50% of people walking around that are actually able to shed the virus, people that are asymptomatic. Asymptomatic because they'll never get the actual symptoms, and asymptomatic because maybe they're 48 hours away from having their symptoms come on. And some of these studies have shown that people are most contagious 2 days or 48 hours before their symptoms come on. So people could be going to stores and essential businesses and not even realize that they're spreading the disease. And that's why wearing a mask now at this point is so important.
So I understand this has become a big topic of conversation all around, and I understand the Board of Health took this up recently and they took some action. They
did. So they looked to DPH for guidance. DPH at this point is urging people to wear masks, and they left it up to local boards of health to, perhaps go a step further, which is what the Cohasset Board of Health has done. They really want to make it known and official that they are strongly advising people to wear masks when they go into public places. Because again, people are putting themselves out there when they have their businesses and they're allowing people to come into their store. If you're not a big corporate place like, say, Stop and Shop or Shaw's, where they now have the barriers up, if you're just the guy at the fish market, say, or something, you're kind of vulnerable. So if people would go in and wear masks, it would really be protective of them, and hopefully they're wearing masks as well.
And so the Board of Health has issued this advisory, and that's now in place in Cohasset. And again, when we talk about masks, we're really primarily talking around about cloth facial coverings. I'm holding one up here, right? These are the ones that we have our town staff have. And they go on. And they don't have to be, this. They could be scarves, they could be bandanas.
Exactly.
And as I understand it, the point is to keep you from spreading to somebody else, right? Because by doing this, you're keeping
any droplets from exactly becoming airborne.
So this is as much about safety for others as anything, right? It's about being respectful of others and just being protective, because as you point out, you could be 48 hours, you could have this virus and not even know it,
right,
and be unintentionally spreading it. So
exactly.
The point of this is to keep you from doing that, unknowingly and accidentally.
Right. And then you go into a big space like, say, a supermarket. I've seen videos where they show like how far does a sneeze go, and you might even think like I'm in one aisle, I'm protected, and the videos will show that it can go into the next aisle. So it's kind of like we all collectively have to protect each other, and everybody should really wear one.
So we're in a big space here. We're actually in the Learning Commons at the high school, and we are more than 6 feet distance. I think we're
That's
probably
right.
closer to 8 or 10.
Right, we made sure to measure it off.
And we pulled our chairs away even further before we sat down.
Right.
And we have our masks, which we're not putting on because it would be hard to see us and talk to us. That said, that's the point I think all of us have seen. You know, we're learning a lot more about sneezes and coughs than we could ever have imagined.
Exactly.
And one of the realities is things could spread more. Now that I think there's more knowledge, as you point out, about how this spreads, things like this make a difference.
Definitely. And it's important to know like how to take them on and take them off. And one of the things
Please
is,
show us.
in this type of mask, it's actually easy because it just goes right on over my ears. But with any kind of mask that you're wearing, when you take it off, you shouldn't touch the front of it. It should just be, if you have that time with the ties, you want to untie it and then untie it. You don't want to grab from the front of it. And in this kind I just want to pull it off my ears. Because the germs, if you do have the germs, they're in the front of this now, and you don't want to touch that and potentially spread it.
So like this, I have it on, you kind of reach behind, you take it, and you take it off like this, right?
Right.
Okay.
And then in your type of mask, you definitely want to wash it in
Right.
between uses.
And these are great, by the way. I've washed this a couple times. I've just thrown it in the laundry with all my whites.
Right.
It comes out. I think it shrank a little bit, but you know,
Yeah,
it's fine.
mine too, a little bit, but still you can keep wearing
So
it.
don't wash in hot water.
Right.
But again, and they're reusable for a decent amount of time. So it's good to have a couple. I don't think this is going to go away tomorrow.
No.
So having these and having alternatives. And again, as you said, this is for wearing when you're in a public place, at a supermarket or a drugstore or some other essential business. Do you have to wear this if you're out walking your dog on a street?
I don't think so. I mean, when you're outside, you know, you're in ambient air and there's wind going by. It's generally much easier to keep distance. You see somebody coming, you can move to the other side of the street or something. So yeah, we're not saying you have to wear it outside walking your dog. It's for inside.
Right. You can if you
You
want
can,
to, right?
right.
But what we really strongly say you absolutely should is when you're inside.
Exactly.
Business. Okay. Now, again, one of the things, and you've been doing a lot of outreach to our local businesses. Can you tell us how they're responding?
They are definitely all for this, and I just received the signs today, and the store owners are very happy about it. They want me to drop these off to them and hang these on their doors so that they can point to them and say, you know, this is per order of the Board of Health. We really would like you to wear a mask. I think overall compliance has been very well, very, very good in Cohasset. This might just push it up a little bit higher.
So it's great. So we've actually produced these signs, and we're going to give them to all local businesses. So at the entrances, there'll be this big public notice sign,
Right.
which you'll see a copy of. I'm sure you'll film that, right? So so people will get that warning right up front.
Right, exactly.
That's great.
Yeah, so I would say the store owners have been very, very happy. It's been a good reception.
That's great. That's great. Anything else on the whole mask thing? I guess so. The message is, if you're in a public place, get a cloth mask. And again, if you don't have one, I watched the director of the Surgeon General. No, I think it was the Surgeon General.
Okay.
Make a mask with a T-shirt, and I think we posted that up on our website. I've been encouraged to try to do this, so maybe next time I'll bring in a T-shirt and try to make a mask myself.
That would be great.
But they made it with a T-shirt and rubber bands.
Okay.
Because I have limited ability to stitch or even
Right.
like.
I'm not a sewer myself.
Yeah, so it's one of those things I gotta find an alternative. But again, people have wearing bandanas, right, scarves. The point is just to cover your mouth and nose, right?
Exactly. Right, and that is there is a sign somewhere that shows you the correct way to wear them. You are supposed to cover your nose, and it's supposed to go under your chin, and not like, you don't want it to creep up or creep down.
Right, so you want to make sure you're covering all the air that's coming in and out of your. Right.
Exactly.
Makes perfect
Yep.
sense. Okay, well, thank you very much, Pam. This is great. It's great the Board of Health has adopted this. That's up on the town website as well right now, so you can go see the actual directive. And these public notice signs will be all over town. So
Great.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Chris.
While the Paul Pratt Memorial Library building is closed to the public, Cohasset Library staff are very active online, keeping all residents plugged into an amazing array of resources. Librarian Megan James shares that story.
This is Megan James, Library Director at the Paul Pratt Memorial Library. While our library building is empty, our virtual programming is full, and our ebook carts are exploding. I asked the staff to tell us a little bit about a project that they took on while the physical library is closed, and this is what they had to say.
Well, a project that I undertook during our shutdown that provided a challenge to me was moving my mystery book group online. We used the Zoom format, which we were all unfamiliar with, and I do have to say it worked out fairly well. There were 8 of us all together that attended the meeting, And this first meeting, we used a book that we'd all read. We all had hard copies, and it seemed great. This next meeting remains to be seen how successful it is, because it is using a title that we picked out from Hoopla. So it should be available to everybody as long as they're able to stream it, to download it to their devices. I have not heard much feedback from people, but I'm hoping it's a success. I guess we'll see. Stay tuned.
During this extended closure of the library, I learned that face-to-face contact with patrons is very important and sorely missed. Going forward, despite many conveniences, the human connection is priceless and will never be replaced.
So one of the big things that I've learned in this time is just how crucial it is to remember the importance and be passionate about what you're doing. It's a time where we all feel like so divided and separate from each other, but what we really need to do is be coming together in the best ways and the only ways we can. And I think that's something really crucial going forward, right, Yoshi? That we really need to remember like the importance of togetherness and working together as a community and being passionate about serving our community and the people who come in for us, I guess. Yeah.
The most important thing I learned during this crisis is that you need to rely on your team to help you get through the difficult times. It became very evident that each of us has different strengths that helped us transition to the virtual reality we needed to create for our patrons during this crisis. Building on these skills and strengths will benefit our patrons as we move forward to reopening the library.
Process the invoices that I'm able to get. I have been doing the payroll remotely, working with other departments who are also working from home can be challenging. Solving any issues that come up has been difficult, but we're working through it. I think our biggest concerns going forward is what next year will look like.
Learned during this crisis that I believe will provide patrons with better service moving forward, and that is creating personally curated lists through the platform Hoopla Digital. Now, this feature allows us to provide patrons directly with staff recommendations that they can then access through the Hoopla app or the Hoopla website with their library card and, borrow items anywhere virtually and look at it.
Great Decisions discussion series was put on hold for a few weeks in March when the COVID-19 virus demanded that we close the building. We've offered this program quite successfully for the past 13 years to a fairly small group of people. This year, however, it had been especially difficult managing the program. We applied for and were awarded a $3,000 grant from Mass Humanities to enhance the program by having scholars and experts lead the discussions. The first two sessions were held in the library just as the virus became a serious issue. When the building was closed in March, we had to scramble to find a new way to continue the series. Some of the challenges we faced were keeping the audience invested in the program, navigating technology platforms, educating all participants in the use of online meeting sites, and rescheduling the speakers.
Taking the Paul Pratt Memorial Library virtual has been challenging but fun. We are now offering online programming which can be viewed on our YouTube channel. This has required me to brush up on my editing skills, and I am working on learning Final Cut Pro with the goal of offering the best content to our patrons. I hope to continue perfecting my skills even after we reopen.
And that's all, Cohasset. We look forward to seeing you hopefully very, very soon. But until then, keep your eyes peeled for our upcoming virtual programming and enjoy our e-library. Stay safe and be well.
I can't wait to see you when we can finally open the library again. Hope you're all well. Take care.
I'd like to wish the people of Cohasset a steady recovery, and I hope to see many of you soon.
Stay healthy, stay inside, wash your hands, and listen to story hours.
I'm just wishing all of our patrons and the entire community of Cohasset the best of health and safety during this trying time.
Be well, and we look forward to welcoming you back into the library in the near future.
Hi friends, I really miss you all. Please keep practicing your social distancing so we can all be together again soon.
From the reference desk, I hope everybody is keeping safe and healthy, and I so look forward to seeing everyone again at the library.
Just wishing everyone well and looking forward to a time when we can all get outside again and enjoy our beautiful community. Take care.
With communities across the Commonwealth, including Cohasset, struggling to find enough personal protective equipment for our first responders, a creative high school senior, an unused 3D printer, and a need from the fire and police departments combined for this story from Cohasset Common.
Not only did Noah make a nice shield for us, a nice device, he also made nice replacement shields, so in the event that these get damaged or cracked, or we can't clean them properly, we can just replace the shields. We can clean these in the UV cases that we get from the schools, so along with cleaning our masks, we can also clean these shields.
Thank you for making these shields for us.
They can't just shoot your mask for a lower half.
This is great.
They came at a very good time because our supply of face shields was very, very limited. And when Noah came in with these and we were able to distribute one to every one of our members so that they all have their own personal ones that they can take care of, it's really helped considerably. So thank you, Noah. Thank you, Sullivans, for taking care of that for us.
Cohasset Safe Harbor students have stayed active, producing PSAs and other videos. Here's one of them we'd like to share with you now.
Hello, fellow youth of Cohasset. Welcome to my PSA on why we should actually be social distancing. According to an article by Harry Stevens in the Washington Post, there were over 2,000 cases of COVID-19 in the U.S. as of March 13th. This same article displayed 4 graphs of different ways to behave during the outbreak. Number 1, free-for-all. Number 2, attempted quarantine. Number 3, moderate distancing. And number 4, extensive distancing. The article has simulations to go along with the graphs, showing an even better display of how extensive social distancing is the most effective way to fight COVID-19. I encourage everyone to please go read this article because it is very eye-opening. For the good of everyone in your community and beyond, please follow the social distancing guidelines. The better you follow them now, the sooner we will all be able to get back to normal. You can find the article under this title at washingtonpost.com.
In our last episode, we had a little behind-the-scenes look at what's going on at Wilkett Commons. This week, Cohasset Common goes in-depth with the Meals on Wheels program and shows you what's happening and how it's being served.
From our delivery services for the clients who are on Meals on Wheels, almost typically we always get some bread for our clients every day. We have butter to go with their packaging. We have desserts that go in with their bags. Everybody gets a nice fresh milk. And as you can see, we have various different types of meals that are here. But everybody who gets meals, including the paper bags, will always get the milks, along with the bread, butter, dessert. We have our insulated bags right here. And in each of our insulated bags, we have ice packs available. The Meals on Wheels will actually go into these bags for our delivery drivers to be taken out, and they will go out in the cars and the vehicles with the delivery drivers, and they will deliver them to the individual clients here in the Cohasset community.
The emergency response team, and when this all happened, we decided to keep on going and work together, my staff and I, to serve the elders in the community. We'll have mashed potatoes and sauteed green beans.
And our Meals on Wheels are ready for delivery for today. On behalf of Cohasset Elder Affairs, I would like to thank you all so much for giving us the opportunity to show you all a little bit behind the scenes of what we do here from Meals on Wheels.
Good to see you. Good seeing you.
One of the most challenging aspects of this whole coronavirus crisis has been the fact that our students have not been able to gather. I'm in the Learning Commons right now, and besides Don Ryan, the executive producer of 143 and me, there's no one here. 143 is now partnering with the schools to bring some of these activities that students have missed back to life, including Senior Awards Night. So look for more on that coming soon.
Okay.
With Cohasset students now working from home all the way through the end of the school year, we'd like to take a look at what's happening with the middle school, and here's a video from John Mills.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. See you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way, from where we began.
You know we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling stronger. What's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken. The love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach. So remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. That I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Cohasset Common, and thanks to all those who produced the videos you saw here today. Special thanks for Don Ryan and all the work he does here to keep 143 on the air, and many thanks to all of you for watching. Thanks again for joining. Look forward to seeing you next time. Hi, this is Christopher Senior, Cohasset Town Manager, with another edition of Cohasset Common. This week we're going to take a look.
I'm going to keep this for the closing credits.
Saved by the Bell.
Okay.